Hello, this is Jacqueline Sanders Blackman with Technology Expresso, and I'm going to walk you through Kahoots on my laptop. You're going to get to see it from a Kahoots administrator perspective, as well as I have a second screen on this right hand side that shows you the player's view. When you're playing Kahoots, there's two ways to play Kahoots. If you're playing it in a group or what we call a live event, we would display what you see on this left-hand side of the screen up on a big screen, and all the participants would be watching that screen. If you're at home and not with the big group, we would send you a link to an online webinar that displays exactly what's up on the screen. What each player will have, whether it's on their mobile device, their smartphones, or their tablets, or their laptops, they'll have a screen up that shows you what you see on the right hand side of my screen, which would be the player's window. Only when you're doing an individual challenge do you see both the question and the player's window on one screen. But when you're in challenge mode and competition mode or a live event, then you're only going to see the answer options. You'd have to look to your screen or to the big screen in order to see the questions. But it's easier if I just show you. First of all, let me walk you through. Kahoots, again, is a platform that a lot of different people use, schools and companies. And we, in particular, are using it to help share with our young people about STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, and to especially give them a flavor and an exposure that shows them the various accomplishments and contributions and innovators from people of color, so that young people, especially those who might not have anyone in their family that have been in a STEM field, maybe they're the first generation STEM person in their family, but through these pictures and these images, they're able to see other people of color that have been a part of STEM for as long as it's been around. So, another thing to tell you about the Technology Expresso games is that we cover the whole spectrum of age groups, starting with preschool, going all the way up to first through fourth is our level 3, fifth through eighth is our level 2, and then ninth through 12th is level 1. We then have a college prep level all the way up to the adult, and that's continuous professional development. Now, there's nothing to stop you, no matter what your age is, of trying out all the different levels and testing your skills. Now, let me show you a little bit about our library. I'm going to scroll here on the left-hand side. What you're seeing is the listing of our games. And you'll see the level numbers that I referred to. Level 2 for this particular one. Another thing that you'll notice, some of our games are visible for anyone to play. All you have to do is search on Expresso Steam Games, especially if you're using the Kahoots platform or even if you're using Google. If you type in Expresso Steam Games, then you'll see some of our public games. But we also have private games, and those games are just for competition. So the only way you see those questions is if you're on one of our competition leagues, and that requires signing up. But if you just want to practice, or if you're just curious, just type Expresso Steam Games. Now, what you'll see is that we have a lot of different subject matter and content for whatever interests you. It's not just plain dull science, technology, engineering, and math. But what you'll find is there's a story about people, some names that you may not know, and these are what we even call living history. They're making history today. This is a fun one that I'm going to share with you up close. This is our Barbie STEAM jobs. There's a lot of little girls out there that like their Barbies. Well, they make Barbies for just about every STEM career that is out there. So, and even there's some big kids. I say adults are just big kids. They just have a little age on them. But if you look a little closer, there's Barbie, and she's a dentist or an eye doctor, or you'll even see got fashion designer, director, astronaut. So we take contemporary subject matter, and that's how we introduce and expose young people to STEM topics. We also highlight and spotlight important people that are often hidden figures, like women of color in math. And no, you don't already have to know the answers. We drop some of the hints right there in the quizzes. You have to look closely at the pictures that go along with the questions. They often have hints. And if you do want to do a little cross-checking and reference, we have a reference section for each of our games so that you can use those links to find more information, brush up on a little bit of history, dig and research some things that have been hidden from the history books, and then take the test and continue to improve your scores. So you can't help but to learn when you're taking these tests, but it doesn't hurt to go in and just kind of take your best guess when you're practicing. We have something that appeals to people who are interested in fashion and makeup and hair. We have things that are for people interested in chess. You'll even see coming soon if you're interested in cars or sports or even gaming. Now, let me show you what this looks like once you do kick off a game and start playing. I'm going to share with you a game that was inspired by one of our Expresso kids named Sky. Sky is very fascinated with robots. So you see the questions here all relate in some form or fashion to robots. This is a level 3, so this is for grades 1 through 4. Now, as the system administrator, I push play, and this is what happens on my screen. I then determine if the students that are going to play, are they going to play as individual players or are they going to play as a team? If they're going to play as individual players, that means each of them have their own device. If they're playing as a team, they're sharing a device. So depending on how you have your class set up. Now, in this case, I'm going to set it up where each player has their own device. So, now imagine on this right-hand side, that represents an individual player. Now, I've got it up on my screen, but they might have their tablet or iPad or a smartphone. And what they'll need to do is type in the game pin. Once they type in, it asks them for their nickname. I always recommend that everyone use the same nickname every time you play, especially if you're trying to rack up participation points. Those of you know about the Expresso STEM summer games, the more participation points you have, the highest in that category will win a prize at the end of the summer. The Expresso STEAM games will run from June 1st to August 15th. So those who are playing to win in the participation category should subscribe to our newsletter so that they'll hear about announcements and in order to keep track of their current totals. Now, here we go. Once I put in my nickname, you see it appears for me as the administrator, it appears. So if we had 6 or 7 people playing, all of their different names would start popping up on the screen. You might have seen that warning. Kahoots does not allow naughty names. Okay? Now, once you see your name on the screen, then next, it's time for you to watch the screen. I push start, and then our quiz starts over here for the player. So, as I mentioned, question 1 is going to appear on the overhead. Now, if you play Kahoots quite a bit, you're familiar with all of the great sound effects that make it fun. Now, here's my first question. Are the robot's arms up or down? So red is up, blue is down. I'm going to guess they're up. There you go. Kahoots tells us that I got it right. And it shows you my number points. Then next thing that you'll know, now sometimes the moderator will control when the next question comes up. And sometimes it's on autopilot. But you will notice that it's counting down. There's a set number. And notice the quicker you answer the question, you get more points. So there you go. Since I had an answering streak, I got 2 right in a row. I got 1,007 points. Okay. And then you see how it keeps track. Since I'm playing by myself, I seem to be winning. Now I added my 2 points together, and this is my running total. All right, we're on to our third question now. If I answer the question right away, I'm eligible for the full 1,000 points. Now, in this particular one, I'm going to let it run down a little bit so that you'll see. The longer it takes you to answer the question, the fewer points you get. So it's always good. It helps you with your reading. Quickly read, and then make your choice. And again, if you're practicing, first time through, you might go a little bit slower. But you can play again and again to get faster. Well, as you can tell from the music, it's trying to tell me that time is ticking. Now, my question is the robot on the right bigger or smaller than the robot on the left? See, this one's on the left. Does the robot on the right bigger or smaller? Well, let's say I'm struggling with this one. It tells me it was incorrect. So, it's telling me that I should have chose the other one. Now I know. So, lesson learned. Okay, can't always be perfect, can't always get it right, but lesson learned, and that helps you each time to apply what you learn when you retake this particular quiz. Now, again, if you notice, now that I got no extra points for this, but it changes my winning streak. Again, to get your maximum points, or bonus points, you want to get as many right in a row. So, let's try this. How many eyeballs does this robot have? our youngsters to play with mom and dad. They can help them with certain words and they can talk through the answers. And for our older young people, they'll play it, they might want to play it by themselves. But imagine you also could use it for a game night. You can use it during your summer STEM camps. These are used often in the schools. I find whenever you have a group of young people and there's some dead air time and if they don't have anything to occupy them, before you know it, they're standing on the desks and swinging off the window shades and throwing things, and things start getting chaotic. Well, get everybody calm and organized, focused. These are great icebreakers. You can put people on the team. There's some team building. There's a lot of different ways you can use it. And the great part is that you're exposing them and you're keeping them engaged to use their critical thinking, their deductive reasoning, and they get to see images that make them smile, like this happy robot. Look at him. Is this robot in this picture happy, mad, or sad? I think he's pretty happy. Now, again, this is just your basic quiz for our level 3, so our first grade to maybe third or fourth grade. There are plenty of other games on various topics, on various levels of complexity. So, now you know about the Expresso STEAM games and how the underlying platform, Kahoots, it works, it's downloadable, it's free, and you'll be surprised many students already are very familiar with it because they're using it in school. But what you get, the bonus with the Expresso STEAM game, is they get exposed to science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. But we do it with fun topics, relevant topics, and in a little bit of a slapstick or fun way. Many people, as you read the questions and your question options, you'll see it's not that you have to have prior knowledge of the subject, you just have to have good deductive reasoning, process of elimination, and critical thinking. We try to give you plenty of hints. These are all things that also help you with your test taking skills, which is so important as you go through college. Now, now that you know, please visit Kahoots or Kahoot.it, search on Expresso, and that's spelled with an X, Expresso, STEAM games, and we should come right up. But if you need or want more information, you can also email us at technologyexpresso@gmail.com. Well, thanks for your time. Hope this was helpful. Bye for now.